Hi everyone, Carlcadium here with another Liquid Lungs devlog, a parkour trick shooter I've been developing in Unreal Engine for the last couple of months. This will be a shorter devlog as I've been quite busy with moving lately and then hit by a heatwave, so both my productivity and I have been melting. I've still got some things done on the game that I would like to show. I'm really happy with the game's movement so far. Sometimes when I'm testing the game I actually forgot myself and just keep running around and jumping. Then I realize that, oh, I need to actually make the game to be able to go somewhere. But something that has been missing, which is essential to the game's core mechanic, is a dash ability. So, I've now added one, which I'm very happy with. Now it's even more fun to procrastinate and run around. And if you're enjoying this content and want to see more, please consider subscribing. And don't forget to hit the like button too, it helps me out with the YouTube algorithm. Thanks! Right now, the dash is only used for maneuvering the map, which by itself is nice, but in the future the dash will also be used for things like dodging enemy attacks, and dodging an enemy attack will reward the player in different ways. It's very important when adding a new mechanic, like a dash ability, that it ties well into the current mechanics and movements so that it does not risk making any of the current movement mechanics redundant, and that it also has a purpose. A few things were needed to get the dash to feel right. The initial implementation of the dash mechanic looked very dull. It simply transported the player in the horizontal direction of the inputs and can be spammed over and over again. I handle most of my game logic in C++. The player is using my advanced movement component class that runs a finite state machine containing the various movement states. Each state has its own start, end and step function. The dash movement is one of these states, and it's fairly simple. With just some linear algebra, we can displace the player in the direction we want. To figure out what makes a dash ability fun, I looked at a few different games for inspiration. One of those games was Tracer's dash ability in Overwatch. Say what you want about Overwatch, but the dash is, in my opinion, one of the most satisfying dash abilities I've seen in an FPS game. A good example of an FPS game dash is in Doom Eternal. If you know any other good FPS game dashes, please let me know down in the comments. I'm always looking for more inspiration. So to fix my dash, I added a few things when dashing. They have to be very discreet, but still be there. The FOV is slightly reduced and quickly interpolates back to the original FOV. A very slight camera shake, an electronic sound effect. I guess the current theme of my dash is that something electric is happening. And a full screen speed burst effect in the corners with a green color, also playing in an electric theme. I've also added a charge and cooldown system to the dash to prevent it from being spammed, and it makes it more tactical to use. You might have noticed the 3 dots at the bottom of the HUD. This is an indicator for the dash charges, and each dot refills respectively when it's on cooldown. It's set up in a widget blueprint together with the rest of the HUD. And as you can see, the speed burst is also set up here. HUD widget inherits from a C++ HUD class which keeps tracks of the needed data, like in this case the charge cooldown and charge states. Already pairs well with the current game flow, and dashing onto a wall and jumping off in slow motion, aiming and hitting an enemy feels pretty good. I plan to add melee weapons in the future. This will also play well with the dash, allowing the player to dash right into the enemies and hit them, possibly allowing them to queue up an attack during the dash for some satisfying combos. Besides the dash ability, I've done a large number of boring bug fixes, but I've also started playing around with destructible things in Unreal using chaos physics. It's super fun to play around with, and I'll probably have an entirely separate video about this later after I've explored it some more. Alright, that's it. As usual, I haven't decided on the next video's topic yet, but it will most likely be either about the enemy AI update or the destructible terrain. If you have any thoughts about the project or video, please leave a comment down below. And again, remember to hit subscribe so that you don't miss the next video. And please like this video to help grow the channel. Bye!